What exactly is Mashua and how do you plant it? Today I'm going to show you. G'day there, I'm Dana from Pewakaka Valley Homestead, and today I am going to be planting up my root crops bed, and so I'm going to make a series of videos about the different types of root crops that I'm growing and a little bit of information about each of them. Today I am planting my Mashua. This is the second year I've grown it, and I'll show you what it looks like. These are Mashua tubers, albeit a little bit wrinkly and well past their need to be planted time. They've been sitting on my bench wrapped in like a paper towel for over a month now. I've been trying desperately to get them in the garden, but one thing after another has happened. Today is the day, despite the fact it's being kind of cold and grey. It's not raining, it's not super windy, so I'm going to record it and show it for you. So we'll get on with it. The official name for Mashua is a name that sounds like it should be a magical spell, so I'm just going to try and say it for you. It's Tropaeolum tuberosa. It originally comes from the Andes. It is a vining plant that is closely related to the common nasturtium, so it grows flowers very similar to the nasturtium, which we grow really well here. So I'm going to give these a go. The tubers themselves, you can either eat them raw or you can boil them. They are a little bit bitter if you eat them raw, but when you cook them they taste similar to a potato, I suppose. They've got a little bit more of a tang to them. Mashua do grow like a climber in the same way that a normal nasturtium does as well, so I'm going to be growing them next to a fence that they're able to grow up. So we're going to get on and give those a plant as well. Now I'm actually going to put the Mashua in here because, having thought about it, I don't really want the tubers all over my vegetable garden. So I'm going to try them in here for this year, and if they do really well I'm going to move some of them up to the food forest and let them go crazy up there. They do grow vines, so if they vine from here that's not the end of the world. Hopefully they'll stay sort of up in this area. The bed below it's going to have onions in it, so they won't mind too much, and I'll just try and keep them up on this garden bed as best I can. We'll give it a try. Now the Mashua is going, this is just a sort of composty mess out of the bottom of the chicken house. I'm not going to plant into that. It's going to be more like a mulch, and underneath here is a layer of compost that I've put in. These are all brand new garden beds that haven't been used before, so they've got about 4 inches of compost on them, and then about 4 inches of this chicken waste out of the chicken house. So all I'm doing is digging a hole down into the compost and tucking them down into it and covering them up with that mulch. And then I'll mark off where they are, and that's it. And that's all there is to it. No mulching up, no fluffing around, just leave them to grow. They'll grow little leafy bits. They are frost tender, so you want to be doing this pretty close to your, oh sorry it's windy, pretty close to your last frost date, if not after your last frost date. Our last frost date's probably in about 2 weeks here, so they won't have broken the surface by then. If you do get some late frost, throw some frost cloth over the top because it will kill off the tops, but they'll usually come away again. And yeah, you just leave them to grow. Make sure they're getting plenty of water later in the season as they're starting to tuber up. And then when the tops die back, that's when you harvest them. If you think you need more help knowing about growing stuff in the garden or wanting to grow your own food, I have a brilliant book that I've put together. It's called The Homesteader's Guide to Seasonal Eating, and it will tell you week by week what you need to be doing in the garden, what things are good for harvesting, how to preserve stuff, and also some seasonal recipes as well. So you can check that out in the link below. I hope you found this video really useful. If you have, hit the like button, consider sharing it with anyone else that you think might find it useful.
and consider subscribing to our channel. We bring you videos twice a week on growing and preserving your own food and other homesteading bits and pieces. We'll see you in the next one.